Welcome to Couple of Instigators. I have all three of my millennials. I have Teresa, Margaret, and Lauren tonight.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh. Okay, we were just discussing before I hit play about lesbian drama. And the reason we talked about this is because I am doing Pride the end of July. I'm doing a Pride, a stand-up show, and I'm doing 20 minutes, but there's like 6 other comics. So I'm feeling like I'm probably doing the most time, and I wanted to be, have more gay material in my arsenal for this. So yes. I am working on a bit about lesbians being crazy. Margaret said, what's worse? Go ahead, Margaret. What was your question?
Well, and as a straight person, I'm not allowed to get in trouble for this because you said it.
No,
I
said it.
You said lesbians are crazy, and based on some of the stories you've told me,
yes,
sounds accurate.
Yeah.
But I know me and all my straight girlfriends bitch about our husbands and the dumbass shit they do all the time and how annoying they are. They're always like farting and they have their stinky feet. So what's worse? The bullshit you have to deal with in a straight relationship with a man or the lesbian crazy?
Right. Now, okay.
What about the worser of them all? What if you had a man one crazy lesbian? That's
well, I'm going to explain to you why when I say lesbians are crazy, what I mean. I'm not saying that like all lesbians are crazy, like mentally. I mean, we all have something. We're all mentally, we have something. It's anxiety. You know what I mean? Right? As females. And I'm sure men do too.
We all have something.
Right. As humans, right? So you think men, Lauren, could have like that, the anxiety and everything that women, like, do you think it's right? They do, right? But it just probably manifests itself.
Yeah, I think it manifests. I've seen it like with my husband. I feel like it's more related to his like career and stuff than with us. It's like our personal lives more.
Okay.
And like that said, that's why I feel like from what you tell me, the lesbian relationships go the way they do because, men, there are some that do this, but for the most part, they're not like super stalking their ex on like
they don't give a fuck
and like remembering their passwords and like looking in their email to see like they're
but
not
women do that and
so
straight women do
together.
Thank you.
Like explosive.
Yes, thank you. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not being like, oh God, lesbians are crazy, because I think as women we all have the ability, potential to, like you said, look up passwords. You know what I mean? Like, we're sneaky bitches.
My friends will tell you I'm like the queen, like psycho woman stalker. Like, not that I help I don't actually really do it that much, but I've helped all of my friends.
Right.
Like when my best friend got divorced because she was pretty sure he was cheating. Yeah. I helped her like hack into all of his shit. We like showed up at the bar where he was hanging out with the bartender. He was having an affair with like all of it. So if I was with another me, it would be, the house would like explode one night. Like it would be out of control.
Right. So, So go ahead, Lauren.
I was just going to say, Margaret, I challenge you to a Stalk Off. However,
challenge accepted.
You sound like you have the upper hand here a little bit over me.
Margaret subscribes to like a database to look up like criminal
instant checkmate.
No, I don't have.
Go ahead. I would love to have a Checkmate give us a sponsorship.
I would love a free one. I'm too cheap for that. But no, I think what Teresa's talking about is I have my login set up. You have to it's like a semi-lengthy process. You have to wait for a password to get mailed to you from the government. But it's a system called Pacer. So if you want to see federal court documents and filings, not like your local state and county ones, you have to sign up for Pacer, and you can only look at 10 pages free every month, and then you have to pay. But yeah, I have that because when people I'm acquainted with get in Fed trouble, I like to know the tea. So
this is why you're all my instigators. But right. But yeah, so this is such a great subject though. It does fascinate me. But so yes, men, they don't have this. I don't know. You know what? I don't want to say obviously not all men. There's probably some men that are, Obviously, men are stalker. I mean, there's been tons of women hurt by stalking crazy men, but I don't know.
It's wild to me how, like, I say shallow, but not in the like way you normally think of that term being used. One of my husband's best friends, it was one of his groomsmen, he got divorced because his wife was like a nurse popping pills or whatever. Like, if that was two girlfriends, we would never stop talking about that for years. And then the same friend, like a year and a half later, he was engaged to a new woman. And at the very last minute, like the wedding was called off and like it was never talked about. Like, what? Like, to this day, he's like, yeah, I don't know. They just broke it off. Like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, we would rehash this every Sunday brunch for the next decade if it was a woman. And I have friends like that, and we do rehash it all the time.
Right.
This is true.
Right.
So I don't understand the male brain.
Yeah, but so that's the thing. So when I say that lesbians, I mean, when they're together, you know what I mean? It's two women. The emotion, women are so emotional, and it just, I mean, let's face it, it's why the stereotype is they date, they get the U-Haul, the cat, and the drum.
I have a question. How do lesbian female friendships work? So like in all of these examples, right? Like my friend and her husband got divorced. Obviously, like, she's my girlfriend. So like when the divorce happens, like he can fuck right off and like, I'm just her friend now, whatever. And we talk about all this. But in lesbian relationships, if something like that happens, I imagine because you're all women, you're all kind of girlfriends. Like who decides who gets what friends? Like how does that go?
Yeah. And I do think that even in lesbian relationships, when they break up, it's the same as the straight relationships. I believe that a lot of them, someone will take the friends with them and the other one will let them go. Same. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I still think that's very, I mean,
but
I don't know.
Isn't it harder to like, because it's all, aren't you like,
yes,
I don't know how
thank you. Exact. But here's another thing. When you have the lesbian who's like stalking you, okay, it's tough if you live in the same city because you've already got 3 of your close friends.
Right.
Is she here?
You've already got.
I'm here.
Hold on. Okay, I am back dealing with some crazy lesbian drama. So anyway, that's the joke I was writing. And it was about, and a part of me when I'm working on this joke, I do want to state for people, you know what I mean? Women too, just like you guys said, 2 women together, because I don't want to be inappropriate or politically incorrect. But a lot of it, the joke, I turned a lot of it around to make fun of myself too, so I could smooth that over. But once I'm finished with this bit, I definitely will send it to you guys to go over, especially Lauren, my Dr. Dyson, who keeps my inappropriate actions in check. So between Danielle and Dr. Lauren, you two will be, I'm like adding the worst tags onto my shit. That's why I love you. That's why I love you guys, because you go deep into the dark hole with me. And I love that about you. Danielle and Lauren have a little more sense where they're like, do you think you should say that? So it's okay. And I need that balance. I need that balance in my life.
Listen, I want to be married to a public figure and I need to have a clean background.
Yes. Lauren is afraid if like she ever ends up with someone who wants a politician or someone running for vice president or a governor. Lauren does not want anything that
We'll scrub your internet.
We have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we all are gonna have to apologize if that ever happened anyway. We all have something in our closets, right?
No, but I think I've told Cindy my theory about the whole cancel culture and all that before, because I'm a big Adam Carolla fan. I've been listening to him for years, decades, probably actually, since he was on Loveline, but I listen to his podcast every day now. And you would think like he should have been canceled because he says outrageous shit all the time.
Right.
And I think the difference is you can only get canceled if you're shown to be a hypocrite. So if you're like Chrissy Teigen and her, like if you're acting like you're above all that stuff and you never made a mistake and you think, you shouldn't say all this stuff and then you get caught having said it, that's when you're in trouble. But like Adam Carolla, no one expects anything different of him. So when he says outrageous shit, people are like, yeah, we know.
Yes.
And that's the bucket I would like to be.
Me too. And Howard Stern's the same. I love Howard.
Yes,
Listen
he's a great
to him.
example.
He's another one where, you know what I mean? He puts his money where his mouth is. He, you know, I mean, he's not like, you know, oh, this, and then like a hypocrite. You know what I mean? He, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, like I've said in the past, people come down on Howard because he's changed. But I mean, he's 60 something years old. He's not ready to play butt bongo in a woman's ass anymore. He's grown out of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I would like,
but he's not saying the young people that, you know, radio hosts that do it, anything's wrong. Go right ahead. I've outgrown that. It's not a good look for me. People don't want to see my old ass playing butt bongo on some naked girl's ass.
Right. I mean, I think it would be better if people were like that. Like, yes, you may not ever get some listeners, fans, viewers, whatever from the get-go, but I think it's eventually going to come out what you really like. So like, just be your authentic self from the get-go, and you won't have to like live in this constant fear of skeletons coming out of your closet. And like, I'm not talking about like, you used to be in the KKK. It's like, yes, you should be canceled for that shit. But like making off-color jokes and stuff, like, if that's who you want to be, then just be that.
Yeah.
Right. And like, you know, go ahead, Lauren.
I was just like, you know, the parties that I went to in college, like there's pictures. Luckily, like the internet was just starting back then, but you know,
but
like
they're somewhere, Lauren.
There's party pics online of me at frat parties that, you know, I would prefer not be tied to me, but
I am so glad that we came out like right at the tail end before like camera phones were a thing and everything. Like everyone just had those janky digital cameras that like everyone has now lost the SIM cards to because they're the size of a grain of sand and hopefully lost to time forever.
Wait,
and like I wouldn't even know how to view pictures from a SIM card anymore if I wanted to.
Lucky. Wait, all I can think about is thank God we didn't have Facebook when we were in high school, because I know we took pictures like wasted in high school with those like disposable cameras, because this was before.
Oh, like 100%. 100%.
Like at levy parties.
Oh God. But like, I was thinking about the other day, I was like, oh, thank God there's no pictures of that. One, I would have definitely been like expelled from school because they did that for like drinking and stuff. Yep. So.
Oh, so here, speaking of that, this is wild. It actually did. I saw it on a couple of the national news outlets, but it's really sad. A 13-year-old girl in Jacksonville was murdered. Like maybe it was Mother's Day, actually.
Oh, I saw.
So like what, 3 weeks ago now? So yeah, she actually carpooled to cheer with my boss and her daughters. Like, anyway, so I don't know if you saw because I didn't read the articles because I already knew the story, but the kid who stabbed her, he posted before they like actually arrested him, and they were just put him in the back of the cop car to just like wait while they were going to decide what they were going to do. He still had his phone, and he took a selfie in the cop car and then put a caption on it that says, "Anyone seen Tristan lately?" And that's the girl that he murdered. And he posted it on Snapchat. And like, so like I feel like he is so fucked. Like his lawyer is probably so mad that he did that now, because like any defense, like I feel like he just totally fucked himself. And I think that's a new thing parents need to think about is like, if your kid does commit a crime of any sort, never mind getting expelled or whatever, like what they post on social media could be the difference between them like going to jail for life or not.
Wait, you know what I was also thinking about? So I saw the little like splash pad around my neighborhood or whatever, wherever it is. I guess it's close. Someone like vandalized it, and then the splash pad city worker was like, if I ever find out who did this, he's never going to look at a bat the same because he broke a bat, part of the splash pad, whatever it was. And I was like, he's like threatening a child. Remember when we were like Facebook was just starting and our parents were like, don't post a picture of you drinking, you'll never get a job.